If you played a role in a billion-dollar corporation, wouldn't you want to cut? This is how it is for everyone who is employed by the NCAA. The players, the coaches, the workers, everybody except for the players, who have the most important role, who are the ones who actually bring in the revenue. The NCAA makes billions of dollars every year and the players don't see a dime of it. Today, I would like to talk to you about why players should be compensated and all the forms that they are being exploited. I am credible enough to talk about this because I know plenty of coaches and players at the Division I level. I myself am a student athlete and I've done an extensive amount of research. I will begin by telling you about how much these college players are bringing in. The NCAA makes $6 billion annually. According to Chris Smith from Forbes, CBS and Turner Broadcasting television companies gross more than $1 billion every year from the NCAA sports. The NCAA pays millions to schools and their conferences when they do well in games and tournaments. They pay the schools and the coaches extra. According to Fred Bowen, Washington Post, John Calipari, the head coach for the University of Kentucky, makes $5.5 million every year. That's 14 times more than the President of the United States. All this money being made, and the players don't see any of it. Now that you see the money that's being made, let's see why players are really deserving of it. Schools are withholding earned funds and are borderline abusing these players. They are risking their bodies every time they step out on the court for practices and games. They risk broken bones, sprains, concussions, and all different types of injuries, and even paralysis. Also, they aren't just risking their bodies and health, but their education. According to Mark Edelman, Forbes.com, January 30th, 2014, the NCAA man requires student athletes to miss up to a quarter of all classes during the spring semester. Students are unprepared for academic failure and it's almost inevitable. Their scholarships are cynically undermined by the schools themselves as coaches steer students into empty classes. A recent report, October 14, 2015, from the University of North Carolina, states that in the New Yorker, student athletes characterize their schooling as a shadow curriculum, with dummy classes such as remedial math, dance classes, and one-unit courses. Or they were supplied academic support that amounts to almost cheating. To top it off, schools will squeeze every cent out of these students as they schedule more and more games every year and are televising more and more games during the weekends and the weekdays. Now, there are some who are opposed to paying student athletes. According to USA Today, only 23 of 228 schools ran a surplus in 2012, but it is rising each year. More and more sports are being televised and more games are being scheduled. The revenues will increase. Also, only 2 of 3 sports really bring in revenue. The other sports can actually cost the schools money. According to Jeff Dorfman, Forbes, August 29, 2013, the value of a student-athlete scholarship with room, board, coaching, and training, depending on the sport, can amount to $50,000 to $125,000. But on the flip side, schools are paying other just plain students money but are getting no return from them. To bring it full circle, schools are making money from the television, from charging people to enter to watch the games, from selling snacks, and from selling apparel with the players' jerseys' names on the back. A typical Division I athlete player devotes 43.3 hours a week to their sport. Sounds like a job to me. I don't know if paying student athletes will make sports better or worse, but if we're not the ones bringing in the revenue, is it really on us to decide? Much supposed to be sleeping.
Oh my bad.